Doctor, I think I had a breakthrough. I think I realized as I was sitting in my room tonight that I have an addiction to like all stimuli. I don't know if that's a thing, but I think being ADHD, and me not being able to focus on any one thing, I think the fact that I jump from one thing to the next, and sometimes some addictions take the light, I guess you could say, or take the forefront over another. But I have to jump from addiction to addiction to addiction to keep that stimulation going in the frontal cortex, I guess. Even with meds, I don't think it's really helping. I've taken stimulants and I take stimulants regularly, but it's not enough. I think this is going to be the focus of everything I talk about from here on forth. And my struggle with feeling out of control every day. I do have bouts of depression. I don't think I have major depression, but I feel like I'm unsatisfied and I get zero satisfaction in everything that I do. Everything loses its satisfaction. I feel like it's with love. It's with like everything that's pleasurable in life. I will like tap until it's done. And I'll keep doing that because it was once pleasurable. It doesn't even have to be alcohol. It doesn't even have to be a drug. But everything is the drug, you know? It's like life is the drug. This is really hard to swallow, and I remember thinking this, like, no joke, 15 minutes ago, and I just started crying. Like, I probably definitely need this extensive therapy more than I admit. At first I thought it was a good idea, now I realize it's necessary. You know, even medicinal drugs are only gonna be able to do so much. You know, people with this, I feel like in my circumstance, feel like they have to do things all or none, you know? And there's a reason for that. I don't know. I can't even explain what the reason is, but I think I figured it out. It doesn't help because I'm gonna need therapy to get over this. Like right now, I dealt with an addiction to food, which I gained no pleasure from, but I had to eat compulsively. And then before that, I was on another substance or another thing that I was doing. Like I had a drink before that, you know, not very much at all. But it was like dabbling a little bit here and there to fill that need and jumping back between each activity to get this non-pleasurable fulfillment. Thank goodness I've never touched a cigarette. I think that would destroy my life even more. How insurmountable is this thing, you know? You go on addiction websites, they talk about addictive personalities, all they can talk about is substance abuse. They don't talk about everything. Like, it's all encompassing your whole day. You're feeling that need. And even Adderall and stuff, and I know you bump up the amount, but even that loses its savor, you know? The brain needs something else. And I think that's why I've been sharing all these stories. I feel like these stories, I have not been able to process emotions very well. I feel like I dealt with sexual abuse, right? With pornography. Um, emotional abuse with neglect. But I don't necessarily think it was full blown neglect. But I mean, it was for my brain, right? Like, I needed the attention and I didn't have it. More than anybody could fulfill. This is why I can never be in a stable, normal relationship, because it's all encompassing. And that's probably what ended my divorce to begin with. It wasn't anything stupid that I did. I mean, yeah, we were fighting, but really, I think it was the all encompassing aspect of this thing that I deal with every second of every day. There's no relief for me. And having to cope with that every day, every hour, every minute is exhausting. That's what's nice about having a depressant like alcohol or something, because it like slows that down and you're not having all of the anxiety, depression, everything coupled with it constantly. And I know so many people in this country suffer from this. They just don't even know it. Next thing you know, they're on like 20 different meds just to deal with it. There's gotta be something better, right? There has to be something better. Now that I've figured out what I need to talk about, I'm gonna still like share stories, right? But let's talk about this. Let's break through this. Let's talk about the sadness and the unfulfillment every day that I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing my part. Every single day of my life. Like there's more I need to do. And maybe there is, for real. Or maybe it's just a delusion of grandeur from this disease, or from my environment that I grew up in, from my, my chemical imbalances, whatever it is, I'm not here to blame any one thing. I'm sure it's a combination of all of them. But I feel like we as a society have a little bit of this going on in all of us, Like we could do a little bit more every day, and feeling like we're not doing our part. Like I feel paralyzed. I can't even do pleasurable things. I can't play video games. I can't do anything. I'm completely paralyzed. I'm not curled up in a ball in depression. I like need to do something, and I can't do anything because nothing works. Nothing is good. Maybe that is depression. Who knows? I mean, I don't feel depressed. I feel energized. But I feel like I mean, I feel like being with people and being with friends brings a temporary energy to it. But I know it's not good for me because it goes away. I can't keep that. I can't keep whatever high that my brain needs from it there. And it turns into everything else in my life. Thanks for hearing me out, Doctor, today.